I don't know who sold us on this idea that building EB1 is an endless parade of excitement and wins. The real ones know that doing EB1 right is one of the most boring things you will ever do in your life. Because EB1, just like any other worthwhile pursuit, is doing the most mundane things over and over and over and over and over again. Because those are the things that work. The closest analogy that I can draw between how to do EB1 right, the most boring way possible, is through my investment strategy. And my investment strategy comes from this thing that I read called The Little Red Book of Investing by Jack Bogle. And he made an incredible case for S&P 500. Now, if you are a busy professional, I am a busy professional, and I really do not have time to sit down and look at the Sensex or the stock market and pick stocks and figure out, time the market right and like pick this stock and beat the market, etc. Dude, I don't have time. Neither do I have the mental capacity to do that. I want set it and forget it strategies. This is something that Ramit Sethi also teaches, that the most gratifying investment strategies are the most boring ones. You can have a little bit of fun money left to play around, but the biggest bang of the buck is going to come from those boring investments that you make every single year, year after year. It compounds and then it becomes something big. And one of the most straightforward strategies that you can use is S&P 500. That's how you need to think about EB1 as well. That it's not an endless parade of new shit. Don't fall for this shiny new object syndrome. Like the gym bros who are there in my gym, they're gonna have like all these creatined up conversations. They're gonna be like, bro, did you see this other stock go up? I bought like 500 units of that. Like I made like mad money. Okay, bro. Let's see how that matches with S&P 500, 5 years adjusted. So all of these may sound clever, may sound sexy, may sound like they have hacked a system that you haven't been able to hack and you feel kind of dumb. But realize that the real ones know that the most boring things are the ones that pay off in the long run. So whenever you have to figure out a strategy for EB1, do the boring thing, do the lazy but high yield thing. That is, find out high yield impactful activities and double down. Do it day after day after day after day after day after day, instead of just doing random things, random new things, thinking that somehow that's more progress than this. It's not. I don't know how else to tell you this, but it's not. What are some of these high impact S&P 500 type things that you can do? Number one, documentation. When you're doing work, especially at your 9 to 5, you always have to think about three things. The first thing you have to think about is, what problems are you solving? Number two, how are your solutions different than any other solutions that are out there in the market? How is your performance different than any other person in the company? And number three, what is the impact that your solutions are making inside the company and also possibly in the field? Those are the three things that you need to constantly ask yourself, so that you can build a very strong case for critical role. The other thing that you can do on repeat is make sure that you are figuring out some way to externalize your knowledge outside of the company. It can be through talks, it can be through articles, it can be through mentoring, anything, but you have to figure out a way to build your identity outside of the job title that you hold. These are some of the boring activities that you can do over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. That's going to pay high dividends. Now, another analogy that I will draw with S&P 500 is that if you really zoom into S&P 500, you will see that it goes up and down, up and down, up and down. But if you zoom out of S&P 500, you will see that it's always going up. Even though it goes down over here, up and down, up and down, up and down, but overall, it's always going up. That's how your profile is going to be as well. You may have days that are not that good. You may have days that are high wins. You may have days that nothing is happening, but realize that even though it's going up and down in a micro lens, macro lens, you're still on an upward trajectory. So don't get swayed by the shiny new syndrome object. Don't get swayed by timing the market. Just be in the market. That's what they say, right? Time in the market is better than timing the market. So I hope that helps you. And if you have figured out any other strategies than S&P 500, please let me know, because that is the strategy that I follow and I've been taught, and I believe it like the gospel. But again, I'm open to learning. So if you have figured out a strategy, let me know and you may just change my mind. I hope it helps.